Aloha, ladies. I'm so glad everybody is feeling better. I hope the show went well in New York. And I think I might have missed a few people's videos, so I hope nobody asked any questions or did any challenges because I don't know what they are. I really liked hearing about everyone's favorite toys. Some of those toys I remember seeing, but I forgot about them until you talked about them. The 80s were a really good time. We had really cool stuff like He-Man and She-Ra and Dinosaurs, and they just don't have those things today. Even Duckula was cool. I miss Duckula. I think that was only on Nickelodeon. Anyway, I'm going to keep this short. I'm sorry I'm leaving out 3 weeks in a row. I really need to start taping these, or sorry, recording them on the weekends and then editing them on Sundays so that I can upload them the next day. Because I'm exhausted. We came back to school today and I was just floored. Texas was a lot of fun. I think it was my best visit so far. We went to the Dallas Aquarium and we got to see these crazy fish from the Amazon called Arapima. They look kind of like dinosaurs without legs, and they have these big fluorescent pink stripes on their tail. They're like big fat eels, and people eat them. They were cool. And there was this manatee that had obviously been in a boat accident and it kept doing backflips. But they also had penguins. They had blue fairy penguins from New Zealand that I didn't get to see in New Zealand because I was there at the wrong time of year. But it was cool to see them. I had a really great time. And I was really sad to come back to school today. And I'm actually going to keep this short because I was able to pick up The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman at the library today. And I want to read it, and I have to finish Unholy Business first before I start this. So, oh, did you guys see Coraline? It was so amazing. It was Tim Burton, but much brighter, I thought. I like Neil Gaiman stuff. I actually like his stuff better that he does with Terry Pratchett. If you read Coraline, the movie is very different. Well, not very different, but still different. They added some stuff to make it more movie palatable. And the only other thing I wanted to show you guys was a game that Andy got for me. It's called Wasabi. It has lots of cool things. It has little wasabi bowls to keep your extra wasabi cube points inside of. And the point of the game is to make recipes of different links. So they have this little menu for you to hide your tiles with, and there's little pockets for your recipes. Pretty cool. And so you're trying to build different sushi rolls, and this is called an all-day breakfast. So you're trying to get each of these items and collect them get them in a row on the board, and then as soon as you get them in a row, you get to claim it for your own. And you want to try to get, I think each person's supposed to build 10 recipes of different links, and these little tokens tell you how you're supposed to do that. But it's got very, very cute things. The little wasabi bowls, the little menus, and then the little tiles are very cute. Though very confusing. I actually felt bad because I kept forgetting like what I was looking for because some of them look the same. Like the scallop and I think the urchin look the same. So I kept confusing myself, and so I won the first game that we played. But the next two games that we played, Andy figured out the strategy that made it work so he could always win. So, anyway, I want to show you guys another game next time that I bought. I discovered this really cool place in San Jose called Game Castle, and I think Andy's actually inspired me to go and do their gaming nights on Wednesday nights. That's when they do board games. I'm so not up for Magic the Gathering yet, but we'll see. I was actually there on Sunday when they were having a Pokemon tournament, so I'm there. They had a really good selection of games. They had like 4 aisles of crazy German games, and all of a sudden there's all these kids everywhere with Pokemon cards, and that's when I realized they were doing some kind of tournament. But it was a cool thing. The guys there who worked there were really cool. So let's see. I'm my question for this week is what was your most embarrassing injury? Because last night when I was really overtired and probably shouldn't have been trying to shower, I fell in the bathroom and I landed like flat on my knee. And you have these sacks on your kneecap called bursa that help cushion impacts, around your knee. And I think I might have actually bruised my bursa because the bruise, I won't show it to you because it's really gross, but my knee doesn't hurt, but it's like sore around my kneecap. And I don't think my kneecap's broken, but I think those little gel packy things, I think I might have seriously bruised them when I fell on the floor. I kind of like fell in a lunge. So that was the most embarrassing injury, though. I think my most embarrassing injury was when I was on swim team. I actually didn't swim that day. I was sick. And so I was changing back into my normal clothes because when you help out in the pool, you have to wear clothes you can get really hot and sweaty in. So I was changing back into my winter clothes because I was in New England and we had to ride on a bus with no heat. And my swim cap got stuck in my bag. So my friend Talia was like, hey, I'll help you pull it out. So she seriously stretches this swim cap, I'm not even kidding you, like across the locker room at the YMCA. It must have been stretching about 15 feet, and the zipper breaks. And Talia feels the cap going, so she lets go, and both of them like come slamming into my hand and rip off my thumbnail. There was blood everywhere, and I can't stop laughing because I'm in shock. So I'm standing at the sink, holding my thumb, like holding on the thumbnail. Sorry, I'm laughing hysterically. And our coaches couldn't come into the women's room because they're men. So eventually, somehow, we managed to patch it up so that they could take me back to school, so we could call my parents so that they could come and pick me up and take me for stitches and then bring me back the next day because I went to boarding school. But that was definitely my most embarrassing injury. Oh, and did I mention it was my right hand? So for like 6 weeks, I had to write with my left hand. That was a lot of fun. It basically took me the whole swim practice to write out all my homework. And when you're taking Latin and you have to write out your own translations, that's kind of rough. I wish I had a laptop back then. It would make things so much easier. So anyway, I think that was my most embarrassing injury that I care to share with you. I can't wait to hear about how you guys have hurt yourselves. So I hope everyone has a fabulous week, much better than last week, and I will talk to you soon.